Now look at this shitter, eh? Not having a good year. Depending on who you talk to. But that being said, Discovery. Now, Discovery is the owner of IPs such as Star Trek. Who's going to be seeing the new Star Trek movie? Not me. They also just signed a deal with David Dobrik for a little TV docu-series, if that's something you're interested in. Now, I believe the reason it was brought up in our Discord this past week was because it's approaching this monthly 180 moving average. As you can see, though, the monthly 180 doesn't necessarily act as the strongest support we've ever seen on a ticker. It kind of just points at a general price point. It could dip below this monthly 180 quite easily, actually, by about 15% from its current price point. If you're able to get an entry on the DISCA shares, again, these are the Series A shares, not the Series B shares. We will look at the Series B shares. But if you can get in the Series A shares at $22 flat, let's say, $22 flat, that'd be a pretty solid investment. Again, if that's something you really wanted to be in the market of, TV's kind of a dying franchise. They're desperately trying to make their way into the online space. I don't know how during 2020, the year of Corona, a company that's producing content for a living did worse than their previous years. Doesn't make much sense. Fuck Dobrik, she says. I'm sleepy. I can't do any more clicky click. Okay, Hazel, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Feel free to message me at any time. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. I quite liked some of the companies you recommended. Thank you for stopping by. Again, Discovery is a great company. Again, depending on who you ask. That $22 entry would be half decent. Other than that, I would not recommend it at its current price of $26. DISCB shares. A lot of companies actually have A and B shares. Typically, A shares provide the holder more authority over the company's future. Okay, night. You can message me when you get off if I'm up. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to be streaming too late tonight, but yeah. Thank you for coming, Hazel. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Again, here's the Discovery B shares. As you can see, both of these tickers definitely had some shady things happening on them earlier this year, to say the least, with a abnormal gain of 435% in only 5 months. That's crazy. And what's even crazier is what followed, which was a decrease of 69%. If you would have invested at the high, you would have been completely obliterated, and it would not have been good. This is what is known as a pump and dump. I'm not saying it should be a thing. I'm not saying this is a good thing. I'm not promoting these things, but I'm just saying it definitely happened in this scenario. With the A and B shares acting as almost like a derivative of each other. Now, obviously, the DISCB shares have much lower average volume. That might have been what helped fuel this rise and fall that we're looking at here. I would not recommend the DISCB shares at their current price, or probably at all. If I was going to get Discovery shares, I would want the DISCA shares. And I would probably ignore these for the most part. Unless you're getting really heavily invested in Discovery for some reason, then you would probably want both. But other than that, I would stay away from DISCB shares, especially at their current price point. I project them to continue to fall another 36%. As you can see here, the monthly 180 moving average is acting as a pretty solid support on the DISCB shares. Again, we're splitting hairs between these two, DISCA and DISCB. But the main takeaway is Discovery, I would expect them to continue to decline for another couple weeks, another couple months maybe. And yeah. Then you might have the opportunity to buy some shares for cheap. If you guys aren't familiar already, make sure to check out my website, ethanwrenn.com. From there, you can access merchandise as well as our Discord. We also have an interactive chart section of the Discord where you can look at a similar chart layout to what I'm using right now without having to make an account or any of that information. And yeah, feel free to check that out.